Alan, we're here at the HCLTech booth here at MWC. You hosted a session yesterday. Could you just go over the highlights of that, please?
Yeah, well, first, good morning, Nick, and thanks for giving me the opportunity. We're here at MWC, of course. You could call it our annual pilgrimage, of course, but it is the industry's kind of major event of the year. And of course, we started yesterday with a session really that kind of helped attendees maybe understand and appreciate the impact that AI is bringing to this industry. But in particular, we focused on Agentic AI, and in particular, how that is going to improve the way that companies in this industry improve customer service, accelerate modernization, and obviously increase overall productivity.
That's great. Well, let's get into that. So how is Agentic AI helping telcos improve customer experience? And are there any challenges that they face in adopting those solutions?
Well, we know that Agentic is going to augment many roles in every organization, right? It's inevitable that both myself and you, the work that we do will be empowered and enhanced by these new tools. And that's certainly true for the telco industry as well. One of the primary domains, of course, is anything to do with the customer experience. Think about calling a support desk, calling in to upgrade your mobile phone contract, for example, reporting issues with the network, for example. There's an awful lot that AI, Gen AI, and Agentic AI in particular can do just to empower everyone that kind of works in one of those particular roles. And if you think about many telcos, right, whether you're a customer service representative or maybe you're doing technical support, you're normally overwhelmed with incoming requests, whether from consumers or tickets from your organization. And at certain times of the year, it just becomes overwhelming, quite frankly. So the opportunity for people who are client-facing to start to delegate some of their workload to AI is immense. Because in particular, if I can give a customer service rep a few precious extra minutes back so that they can have a more engaging conversation with the client, that's better for everyone. And in particular, if you think, Nick, about some of those activities that maybe make your heart sink, booking an appointment at your dentist, trying to get your car in for a service, upgrading your mobile phone contract, right? No one probably has a great deal of enthusiasm when they want to upgrade their mobile phone contract, just because there's a certain amount of interaction involved. If I can use AI to automate much of that procedure and make it easier for you and I to engage with a phone company to upgrade our contracts, for example, it just makes everyone's life a little bit more pleasurable. And when I ring into my phone company to discuss my upgrade, if I find that my CSR maybe has got 10 or 15 minutes to talk to me instead of maybe 2 or 3, it's just going to make the whole experience a lot more pleasant for me.
Absolutely. So when it comes to network management, how is Agentic AI helping telcos, and especially with things like cost optimization and things like that?
Well, look, when I think about network management, of course, it's a domain that's maybe particularly complicated, right? If you work in a network management role, you're dealing with immensely complicated network topologies. You're probably dealing with a constant stream of issues or optimizations in the network that you've got to focus on. Agentic AI is going to do 2 or 3 things in particular in the network sort of management domain, Nick. Firstly, if my role is resolving issues with the network, my ability to delegate tickets or issues to an Agentic team alongside me is going to be immensely empowering. Right? When I'm particularly overwhelmed or I'm short of time, I can just pass workload to an agent to handle on my behalf. It's going to free up more time. The other issue with kind of network management is complexity, right? It's rare for any human to really genuinely understand an operator's network topology. It's just too complicated, right? So AI has unlimited capacity for complexity, right? So again, having the support of AI agents that understand the network, that maybe I can have a dialogue with. If I'm confronted with an opportunity to resolve an issue or improve network performance, being able to have a conversation with an AI agent that understands the complexity It's going to make my life a lot more straightforward. And of course, the third area, Nick, concerns what I would call skills. Okay, if your responsibility is to manage and operate a network, you're probably hugely dependent on a relatively small number of people. They've probably worked with you for years. They know the network. All right. Now, if one of those individuals decides to retire or leave, for example, and you've got to bring a new person into your team, there is an immense learning curve as that person kind of just begins to understand the complexities of the network. If I can use Agentic AI as like a productivity aid for that new joiner to my team, my agent knows the network, it can answer queries that I might have, for example, but maybe it can recommend documentation and education that I could consume to accelerate my onboarding process too.
And when you are speaking to telco clients, what are their expectations for AI in general beyond agentic?
Well, the expectations of a telco client are pretty much like any other large enterprise, right? We've seen this rapid acceleration in client confidence in terms of the impact that they expect AI, Gen AI, now Agentic AI to bring to their organization. That telcos are no different, quite frankly. Most senior business leaders within this industry are expecting AI in particular to help with overall workforce productivity. That's obvious. But there are a number of maybe distinct domains that telcos would love AI to kind of resolve for them. In particular, just think about this constant challenge that telcos have to modernize. Most telecommunications operators have very sophisticated application portfolios that run the network, run the business, for example. And many telcos struggle with modernization of their application portfolios in particular. This is probably one of the more obvious areas where telcos expect Gen AI to bring immediate benefit. If you look at AI Force, which is HCLTech's platform for engineering and modernization as well, our ability to use modern AI to massively accelerate the software modernization process means that from a telco perspective, I can now modernize more of my stack. I can go deeper and I can go further because AI is augmenting the capacity of my human workforce to undertake these modernization activities.
Alan, thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.